Good day everyone, welcome to my presentation. This video is for group project from SEAA591301 Environmental Management and Sustainability Semester 1 Session 2024-2025 and we are Group 1. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. I am XIANG and my group members have DAVINA LING, and Moses Tang. Over the next 10 minutes, you are going to hear about Introduction to Interviewer and Interview Session, Challenges on Water Resource and Cause of Climate Change, International Environmental Dialogues and Policy, Potential Adverse Consequences and Mitigation Strategies. Now I am going to start by Introduction to Interviewer Ms. Manasa Sadadurai. Ms. Manasa now works as an Assistant Engineer at DMAG Technical Sdn Bhd. She worked in the Environmental Technical Department. Ms. Manasa has a background of OHS Consultant and DOE Consultant at Environmental Competency Consultancy Sdn Bhd. She also has experience as the Executive Head of the Photography Department of USD 6 Consult. Her job scope include advising clients on local exhaust ventilation LEV system compliance with EQA 1974 Clean Air Regulation 2014 and DOE design guideline. She also do preparing and submitting the written notification and written declaration to the Department of Environment, also known as DOE. And she also do the developing AutoCAD drawings of the LEV system for DOE submission. On 29 December 2024, our group have a Google Meet interview session with Ms. Manasa at 2 p.m. Now, let's move on to the challenges on water resource and causes of climate change. Water resource management faces several challenges that affect our ability to use water sustainably. First, there is a limited public awareness about the importance of water conservation. Population growth also play a key role as it increases the demand for water across domestic, agriculture, and industrial sector. Agriculture, a major water consumer, often suffer from inefficient irrigation system which further strain our resource as we work to ensure water security. Technological barriers also hidden progress as many areas lack advanced water management technologies. On top of this, inconsistent rainfall pattern disrupt the agricultural cycle and water availability. Next, let's move on to the causes of climate change. Firstly, urbanization increased heat and greenhouse gases from machinery, energy use, and vehicle. Next, deforestation cuts down tree that absorb carbon, releasing the stored carbon back into the atmosphere. After that, industry burn fossil fuels, releasing large amount of carbon dioxide and methane. Improper waste management such as landfill also were releasing methane and poor recycling practice adds to carbon emission and environmental harm. Last but not least, agriculture contributes greenhouse gases like methane from livestock and nitrous oxide from fertilizers. Now, I would like to pass to Yu to talk more about our project. Thank you.
My title for the presentation will be International Environmental Dialogues and Policies, Water Resource and Climate Change. And there's a comprehensive overview of global affairs. Okay, next will be Key International Agreement. Key International Agreement involved with UN Water Convention, which established 1,192 years. And it is a framework for managing transboundary water resources. 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. There's two goals, which is Goal 6, social availability and sustainable management of water. And then last but not least will be Goal 13, take urgent actions to combat climate change. And next will be Major Global Dialogues. So major global dialogues involved with UN Climate Change Conference, which is also COP, and they propose the water management strategies integrated into climate adaptation plans. And next will be World Water Forums, which is the venue activities promoting sustainable water management. And last but not least will be the challenges in implementation and recommendation for the future. So challenges in implementation will be policy fragmentations, lack of integration between water and climate policies. And next will be funding gaps. So for funding gaps, it could be insufficient investments in sustainable water infrastructures. And next will be recommendation for future. So first one will be strengthen international cooperations, foster collaborations on transboundary water issues. And last will be invest in innovative technologies, which is encourage solutions like desalinations and water cycling.
Hi, my name is DAVINA LING. Next, I'm going to talk about the potential adverse consequences if the climate change and water supply system are ignored. This impact can be categorized into environmental, economic, and social impact. Firstly, let's talk about the environmental impact. The water quality will deteriorate and with the insufficient clean water for daily use. This will increase the health risk, which can lead to the higher mortality rates due to the waterborne disease. Additionally, the rising global temperature will accelerate the melting of ice caps and glaciers, resulting in rising sea levels that can cause flooding of coastal areas and habitat loss. The drought will also becoming more frequent, triggering the wildfires that lead to haze and significantly reducing the air quality. Together, these factors will severely disrupt the ecosystem and biodiversity. Now, on to the economic impacts. The insufficient water supply will disrupt the agriculture and industrial processes, causing the resource scarcity. This disruption directly translates into the economy loss with higher costs for disaster management and damage to industries like tourism and farming. The long-term impacts can limit the economic growth, especially in vulnerable regions. Finally, let's talk about the social impacts, which are deeply concerning. The poor water quality combined with the rising temperature and frequent heat wave will significantly increases the heat risk. This can result in the spread of waterborne diseases and heat-related illnesses that discussed just now. So besides that, the water scarcity and climate-related disaster will force many communities to leave their home in search of better living conditions. Unfortunately, these large-scale migrations can trigger the conflicts over limited resources, further destabilizing society. Therefore, these challenges will pose a serious threat to the well-being and stability of affected population, highlighting the urgency for immediate actions. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Following, we have the mitigation for water resources. So the first one is integrated water resources management implemented. The short form is IWRM. So basically, this management is used to manage the river basin sustainably and at the same time to maximize the benefits while minimizing the environment degradations. So for some of the examples is that the Selangor and Pahang, these two places implement the river basin management. For the Selangor, they improve the water quality through pollution control, and the Pahang, they include sedimentation control and forest preservation in catchment areas. The second one is non-renewable water. The short form is NRW. This is a program. So the Malaysia launched the initiatives to reduce the NRW and which refers to water loss due to leaks in distribution system. So for a few of the example is that the SPAN, the National Water Services Commissions, that enforces regulations to ensure water operators to modernize infrastructure and improve efficiency. So the conclusion for the NRW is that it reduces the dependency on municipal water supply and mitigates urban flooding. Moving on, we have the mitigation for climate change. The first one is National Policy on Climate Change, NPCC. This is established in 2009, and it provides a framework to address the climate change through mitigation, adaptation, and capacity buildings. This policy promote renewable energy and enhance resilience to climate impacts. And basically, this policy aligns with Malaysia's climate goals with global commitments under the Paris Agreement. The second one is the renewable energy development. So Malaysia has prioritized renewable energy as part of its efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. For the example is that the feed-in tariff. This encourages investment in solar, biogas, and small hydropower projects. The second example is that the large-scale solar program. This program facilitates large-scale solar energy production, contributing to the national grid. In conclusion, addressing water resource challenges and climate change demands urgent. So every particular party should follow the international environmental dialogues and policies to provide a vital framework to enhance cooperation among nations. By this, we believe that we can safeguard water resources and foster resilience against climate change for future generations. Thank you.